you are a Disney Parks fan, you know all about the Halloween party. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, obviously a very big juxtaposition to what goes on at Universal and all the shenanigans over there.
Much more tame version.
Much more tame version. Really, truly not so scary from what I've been told.
Mhm.
I have never done it, but Brittney, as part of her most recent trip to Walt Disney World, got to do it for the first time. And as as a Disney travel agent, I feel like it's important for you to research these things. So I'm so glad you get to tell us about it. So, first question: thumbs up, thumbs down, sideways. Where we at?
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up all
2
the
thumbs
way.
up.
She loved it.
Loved
Okay.
It was
All right.
great.
So the floor is yours again, if you want it, however you want to tell the narrative, or if you just want to talk about parts of it, because I have fresh eyes and ears on this. Maybe some other people do. And I'm sure others that maybe have done it before want to know what it's like currently. So where do you want to start?
I'll just start from the second I walked in the park.
Okay.
So we walked in early. The party doesn't start until 7, but you can enter the park at 4 if you have a ticket.
Yep.
I will say I was very impressed with how Disney ushers non-park or non-party guests out of the park. Because, when the park closes on a normal day, you can kind of linger around. You can go into the shops. But if it is 7 o'clock, or no, if it's 6 o'clock, the park closes at 6, and you don't have a wristband on, you're out of there.
Shoot,
they won't even let you make a reservation after 5:55. So it was nice in that aspect that it cleared out right at 6 o'clock. The one thing I was kind of bummed about was they didn't start serving the Halloween party snacks and like specialty food and drinks until right at 7.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping they would start at 6. So my friends and I were getting a little hangry at this point because, like I said earlier, we hadn't really eaten around the world because we were so full from breakfast. So at this point, it's like 5 o'clock. We haven't really eaten since 9:30. So we're like, we can't wait until 7. We have to go somewhere to eat now. So we were able to grab a last minute reservation to Tony's. So we ate a dinner at Tony's. It was probably about an hour. By the time we were done with Tony's, the party had officially started, and the Boo to You parade was going to start in like 15 minutes. Great thing about this party is, again, the crowds are so low. We were able to walk right out of Tony's, get a spot on Main Street, watch the parade. The parade was so cute. I loved it so much. And I'm not normally a parade fireworks show kind of girl.
Yeah.
It was great. The Headless Horseman walks out. He does his little thing. And then all the villains and all of the Fab Five in their costumes. It was just so cute. And I loved the song, of course. So I loved that. And all of the shows are pretty much like bam, 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 one right after the other. You have the Hocus Pocus Villains show, the fireworks show, and then the Boo to You parade. The parade and the villains show have multiple showings. The fireworks are only one time.
Sure.
So right after the parade, we beelined it to the castle for the villains show. It's starring the Sanderson sisters, but there's appearances by all sorts of Disney villains.
They still do the giant puppet Jack Skellington thing I've seen on there.
Oh, no, that wasn't there. I didn't see that.
That to me, when I first saw that on, obviously social media when that came out, I was like, I obviously can see the puppeteer behind. You know what I'm talking? Have you seen it before? I don't
think I've seen that.
So he comes like walking out from the gate, and you can see the puppeteer behind him, but it's so cool looking and so fluid, like that. I don't know. That to me was like, now that's got me interested to come just to see that in person.
They need to bring that back. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I hate you didn't get to see that, but
yeah. So after we did the Hocus Pocus show, we were kind of like done with shows at that point.
Sure.
We were all on the same page. Like, we don't really care about seeing the fireworks. We'd rather hit up some of these rides. My number one priority was I really wanted to do Space Mountain because they have the Halloween overlay, which is pitch black dark. Like, not even stars.
Oh, that is up my alley.
It was great, but it made us all very nauseous afterwards. But it was cool. They had different music playing too, so it wasn't the normal like space spooky music. So that was really fun. I think the rides with the overlays are the Mad Tea Party, and then Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor has an overlay. We didn't do that one. I'm just assuming it's more like Halloween jokes
and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Were you about to say something?
Well, I was gonna say about the Space Mountain thing. I feel like I wouldn't get um, sick on that because, and this is bad. This tells you how often and how many times I do Space Mountain. I have that memorized, so like I know when the
Yeah.
little launch point there at the top of it's coming, or when the drops are and stuff like that. But still, that is like, you talk about having a dream of
Yeah.
riding it with the lights on. I have done that, and that's great. And pretty scary too when you realize how close you're to things. But the lights off and different, maybe spookier music. Oh, that's, man.
Yeah.
I'm
It
excited to do
was
that
it
one day.
was really cool. I wish we could have done it more than once. Then they had, trying to think what else we did. They had the cadaver Dans out,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Dapper Dans, but they were dressed up as cadavers. They were hanging out in Adventureland. And there was just random characters strolling around all night. I wish we had gotten to try more snacks. We were just in this constant loop of eating a big meal and then not being hungry, and then eating another big meal and not being hungry. So we didn't try any of the snacks. We really wanted the witch's brew, which was specific to the Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, as soon as we got there, we were like, we have to have caffeine right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 4:00 when we got there, and they weren't going to start serving it till 7. We're like, we can't wait that long. So we just went to Joffrey's. And then
Yeah, of course.
at 7:00, I'm like, well, I just had a coffee. I can't have another one.
Right.
So all in all, I loved it so much. And I feel like I have to do it again only because I was so tired. I feel like I didn't get to fully experience it. We did do Astro Orbiter during the fireworks show, which was really cool.
Oh, now see that? Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
I am a big fan of just watching the fireworks, but I have grown in my appreciation of being on certain rides for the fireworks. People Mover being one of them, even though you have to time it pretty well to like not be in Space Mountain when and some of the other areas when it happens. And if you can time it right, it's really awesome. But
Mhm.
Astro Orbiter, I would imagine, just with the different colors of the fireworks for the Halloween party, is probably a really good choice if you're not going to be one that wants to go fight for a spot.
Yeah.
So how are the
all in
crowds
all-
for the fireworks? I know you weren't there, but it seemed like it was just as bad as for Happily Ever After.
No, gosh, no, definitely not. No. Again, I didn't see it, but I would imagine that it was probably about, just the front area, like the green was probably full, just because that was the only showing of the night.
Mm.
At least with the parade and the villain show, there was multiple showings. People were able to space it out a little bit better.
Speaking of parades, you already talked about it. What was your absolute favorite section, moment, or character, or whatever from the parade? Because I've got my idea of what mine would be, but I want to hear what yours is.
Yeah, I think just the villain's float.
Okay. Just the
They
float.
had they had Jafar, the Evil Queen, Lady Tremaine, just all the OG villains on it. So that was really cool to see.
What about the grave diggers with their shovels? And
that was kind of scary, honestly.
Okay.
I they like shocked me when they did it. They will slam it on the ground and sparks would fly out, and I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
I remember when that first started becoming a thing and they started promoting that, and I was like, this is so simple but so brilliant at the same time. I mean, literally just grab some shovels and, just stay back away from the crowd, I guess close enough. It sounded like you got pretty close. Yeah. And, with the music, do the little scratch. I mean, yeah, it sounds terrible, but you're at a Halloween party. I mean, that's, to me, that is something so simple that only Disney could do it and then make it great.
Yeah.
If I tried to do that, I just look like an annoying guy dragging a shovel around. So
stop it, Kyle.
Stop it, Kyle. You're annoying. Anything else from the Halloween party, or just like recommendations that you can think of for people having experienced it?
Yeah, just my biggest recommendation, I'm going to keep driving at home, is do not do it on a park day. You've got to have that morning off or you will not be able to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And think about it this way too. My understanding is you can get into the park pretty early. If
4
you've got
o'clock.
4 o'clock. So you've got plenty of time before the stuff gets going, from what it sounds like and what Brittney told us here. So think about that. Think about how go you're probably going to be if you're wanting to get to the shows, to the parade, to the whatever, to this snack venue. You got a long day ahead of you. Don't be Brittney and try to do everything at once.
Do as I say, not as I do.
But she can help you, of course, set up a time to go do that in the future. They're obviously running out of time now. Maybe by the time you're watching or listening to this, the Halloween time is over, but it'll come back around again. They'll announce it probably like in February when
can't wait to go again.